सो बेसिकली आज हम परफॉर्मेंस से रिलेटेड आपसे क्वेश्चन करेंगे, ठीक है?
Okay.
और उस परफॉर्मेंस से रिलेटेड आपका फिक्स भी मुझे एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि कैसे फिक्स करेंगे जब भी आपका रियल यानी कि जो भी इंटरव्यू है, इंडस्ट्री से इंटरव्यू होगा तो कैसे क्रैक कर पाएंगे। ओके,
ठीक है।
सो हम स्टार्ट करते हैं कि आप जब भी इंटरव्यू जाते हैं तो मतलब परफॉर्मेंस से रिलेटेड पूछा जाता है कि आप
ठीक।
बताएंगे कि सर्वर पे परफॉर्मेंस इशू ऑब्जर्व हो रहा है, यानी कि सर्वर पे परफॉर्मेंस मतलब कि अच्छा नहीं आ रहा है, कुछ लैग आ रहा है, एक क्वेरी जो भी चलाते हैं ऑन टाइम आउटपुट नहीं आ रहा है, उसमें डिले आ रहा है, इट मीन्स।
SQL केयर। ओके।
तो बेसिकली मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि एक सर्वर है और
ठीक है।
लेट्स सपोज कीजिए कोई XYZ सर्वर है, उस पे मैं क्वेरी कोई चलाता हूँ। ओके, तो वो
ठीक।
क्वेरी जब चलता है तो बेसिकली मुझे मतलब टाइम से रिजल्ट नहीं आता है। जैसे उसका एक्चुअल एग्जीक्यूशन में पास्ट हिस्ट्री देखूं तो
ठीक।
पास्ट हिस्ट्री में आपको पता होगा कि उसका एग्जीक्यूशन मान लीजिए कि 1 मिनट है, लेट्स सपोज एज्यूम कर लीजिए।
ठीक। ठीक।
अभी वो क्या हो रहा है कि 1 मिनट में नहीं, वो 5 मिनट में नहीं चल पा रहा है। तो आप कैसे फिक्स करेंगे, कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि क्या इशू है और इसका फिक्स क्या है?
ठीक।
या ये भी क्वेश्चन सुनेंगे, इंटरव्यूअर ये पूछ सकता है कि कल तक एक क्वेरी ठीक चल रहा था और
ठीक है।
अभी ठीक नहीं चल रहा है, क्या इशू हो सकता है? सो बेसिकली I want answer for this type of question, like if server is not performing well, okay, so how you can identify and tune or fix performance issue from the server?
SQL servers.
So basically I'm not saying servers, so it's a server is
Okay.
not performing well. So basically what is the
Okay.
action from your side?
Okay. So this start. So first we identify. First we identify which type of issues, SQL issues or other server other applications issue. So we identify the task manager. So right click on the taskbar and click on the task managers and identify which type of servers are taking high CPU and high memory and then create on the descending order of CPU. So then we get the information if the SQL servers taking high CPU and high memory, or if other application taking high CPU and high memory. So we get the information. So if other applications taking high CPU and high memory, then we identify why utilizations and what is the issues, because behind the servers, behind the application there is antivirus there is antivirus are running. So there is no need of that application. So we click on the so we stop that applications. And if there is okay.
Okay, so basically you are saying like a task bar or task manager will help to list out all like a running application details, memory
Yes.
utilization, CPU utilization detail they will show you. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
so basically in this step with the help of task manager, you will identify which applications are consuming more CPU, more memory.
More memory. Yes.
Okay, so basically you suggested
Yes.
like I have to sort descending order. So we'll got to know this application is consuming more CPU or more memory.
And more
So on
memory.
basis of that,
Yes.
like you can start analyzing inside. So
Yes.
let's suppose you started debugging those and you got to know like your server, SQL service is a high consumer of memory. So could you please
Okay.
tell me what should be action?
So first we identify high expense. So first we identify a missing index of high expensive queries. So we took a high expensive query from activity monitor, then check the execution plan and identify is there any missing index. Then if there is any missing index, then we create the index, then we check the performance and load.
Let's suppose after like opening a execution plan. After
Okay.
collecting a execution plan, you didn't
Yes.
found any like a missing index is not available. It means
Yes.
we have a proper index for this query. So what should be next action from your side?
So, so again, if there is no any missing index, then my next action is that we check the index fragmentation. If the fragmentation is if the fragmentation is coming maximum 30%, more than 30%, then we use the rebuild, and we apply the rebuild. And if the fragmentation is less than 30%, then we apply, then we create the reorganize of
Okay,
index.
so how you can
We
rebuild
apply the
how so how you can rebuild the index? Could you please tell me your steps to rebuild any
so
indexes?
so any index are getting in under the table. So we expand the tables and right click on the index and select, then click on the rebuild.
So basically, you have to first choose which index you want to defrag. So those specific index you have to select and right click, and then let's suppose you got fragmentation is more
Yes.
than 30%, like a 38%. So what should be action? You have to right click on a specific index and then
Okay.
you have to click rebuild.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
after rebuild, could you please tell me what is your internal steps happening while rebuilding any indexes?
So internally, if we apply the rebuild, so rebuild process that the automatic drop the index and create the new index.
Okay. So could you please tell me, can we rebuild index in a production hour? Can we do this?
No, no. Basically, no. If we apply the rebuild, so all the production servers are taken. There is no any production servers are working. A part of when we create the rebuild, because all the index are dropped and creating a new time then taking that too much time. So there is no any production servers are working that time. So that's why
So
we
basically,
apply the reorganized.
so basically, if you want to drop, so
Yes.
drop index is a
Yes.
offline process. So
Yes.
basically, what happen if you drop like a if you execute a reindex command, what will happen? They will drop indexes. Like whatever index you are trying. Like let's suppose I selected one index, imply primary key. So you are going for the rebuild. What they will do? They will drop index, a specific imply number index, and they will recreate. So at the time of drop and create, they will log complete table. So
Okay.
let's suppose I'm a consumer and I have to access same table, imply table. So I will
Yes.
not access. Okay. For this case, if you want to go for the reorganize, so that will help like a parallelly any other person can read your data. So it's
Yes.
an online process. So basically offline. Rebuild is a offline process and rebuild is a
And
or online process.
uh, reorganize your online process.
Yeah. So basically
Yes.
parallelly you can adjust your data. What is happening in a reorganization? Basically in a database so many data are there. So I deleted some data, I updated some data. So let's suppose in actual database, I got only 5% data is available. Approximately 95% data already deleted. It means if we can reorganize this database, whatever like a 5% data, they will move into the another database and this page will be free. Okay. So that
Okay.
time a specific only those data will lock, not for the entire table, but case of rebuild entire table, whatever table you selected. Like let's suppose I'm dropping one index from the imply table. It means imply table will completely lock. You got my point?
Okay. I got it.
Okay. So basically, you have to like uh, rebuild your indexes on basis of like a requirement. Let's suppose now is 425. Okay. Or maybe
Okay.
my production hour will finish 5, and now I got a call, your performance is not well. For this case, I think you have to execute after 5. You can
Okay.
execute rebuild instead of reorganize, because rebuild is a fastest process comparatively reorganize.
Reorganize. Okay.
Reorganize, it's adjusting a data into the data pages, but dropping like a rebuild, it's a creating a new database, dumping a data. Okay,
Okay.
so it's a faster.
Okay.
Okay, you got my point.
Yes,
Next,
I got.
uh, let me proceed. Like I think you have a more than 2.5-year experience. So could you please explain which type of wait type you have frequently seen in a production server?
So, in a production servers, we seen the weight common weight types like async network I/O. The that weight type is network related issues, and page I/O
Network
less.
related, network IO. Could you please explain little more?
Uh, Network related issues, that means in the production server there is some network issues, so there is some network issues, so that the waiting time is async network IO.
So basically what happened, like let's suppose client, I have a client and client
Okay.
requested for the data. I am a
Okay.
client and I'm requesting a data.
Okay.
So if like my network speed is very low, client network
Yeah.
speed is very low, and server is good, it means no network issue in between client and server.
Okay.
So if any lag, like a latency between both, like when trying to
Okay.
send a data, like I executed one command, select a star from employee. Okay, so
Okay.
I want employee data. I requested to server, server started sending. But due
Okay.
to your speed, like whatever your network speed is slow, and network have some latency, so server is not able to send data to you. So for this
That waiting
case,
time.
yeah, for this case, we got like a async network IO wait. Okay, next,
Yes.
tell me any other.
Next is a page IOLS, when the data pages are waiting to read into memory,
Okay, and other
and
any frequent.
other is CX packet. CX packet, that way in the CX packet SPID is waiting for the parallel processing,
Okay,
and other is a backup IO, data waiting, when the backup data waiting is backup IO is a data waiting,
so basically when they're
and
creating a backup, they are waiting for the data to write a data
yes,
file like a backup files.
to write the data. And next is a write log.
Okay, so could you please explain what is a write log functionality?
Write log is the to write the waiting to the to log caches to a disk.
So basically, when your process is trying to write a data into the transaction log file, so
Okay.
if latency due to like maybe your disk speed is very low,
Okay.
so for this case, you will get this type of write like you can say write disk,
Yeah.
maybe write log wait type.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
any other wait type?
Uh, no idea, sir. Right now.
Okay, okay. So could you please tell me what is your always on and distributed always on? If you can explain little bit.
Okay, yeah. Allocation is used for the high availability, and the distributed availability group is used for the disaster recovery. So if I explain some base a little bit like a DAG, so DAG, in a DAG we add two different cluster on different continent, where the two servers are same continent and DAG servers are other continent, but but that server is also part of the same cluster, and allocation is used for the high availability.
Okay, can we use always on for always distributed like you can say DR and HA both capability? Can we use those?
Yeah,
Can
both are.
how we can use those? Basically, what is my question? Can we use HA like a always on availability group for both purpose, high availability as well as disaster recovery?
Yeah, we use the both of the high availability and disaster recovery, because we have a two nodes. One is a primary servers and second is secondary servers, and disaster distributed availability group is also the secondary servers is stored in the different continent.
Okay. So basically, if we can if we have a three node cluster,
Yeah.
one node is primary and two are replica. So one replica
Okay.
in a same like a same location, let's suppose it's Asia Pacific, and one
Asia,
another server in you can say another continent,
another continent.
another. So basically, we can it's a part of high availability, but what we can do, we are replicating a data into the DR site, so DR servers.
DG.
So you can act as a distributed, or you can use as a disaster management. Okay, could you please tell me what is a read only routing? Read only routing.
Read-only routing is the features of always and availability group. Availability group, we are the which redirect which redirect connection to request from application to readable secondary.
Okay. Next, do you know geoclustering? Geoclustering.
Geo clustering.
So
Right now, I'm
basically,
not familiar.
geoclustering it means whatever you explain, distributed algorithm. Let's suppose I created one cluster in a different geography. Geography just like a continent, whatever you
Okay.
explained till now. Geography,
Continue.
geo clustering feature. So
Okay.
basically, we have a one cluster in a different geography, like a Asia Pacific geography, one in a America geography,
Other con.
okay,
Okay.
other continent. So basically,
Other
when
country.
we are joining together, one high availability is called, you can say it's a distributed always on. So basically, distributed always on is providing a feature of geo clustering. You got my
Okay.
point?
I got it.
Okay. Okay, which type of backup policy you have in a current company?
In my current company, backup policy is that I took a full backup at every Saturday at midnight 12 a.m.
Hmm.
Except of Saturday, except of Saturday, every day I took a differential backup at midnight 12 a.m. And is there any high priority of data? I took a log backup at every 30 minutes interval of time. And low priority data, I took a 3 hours interval of time.
Okay.
These are the backup policy in my current company.
So, let's suppose I'm asking if any performance issue came, and I already explained it's a issue related SQL Server. No need to check your a
Okay.
task manager, no need to check your other third party applications. So now my question, if performance
Okay.
is degrading, how you can identify, how you
Okay.
can fix, which query is a culprit? Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So first I took a high expensive query from activity monitor,
Yep.
then check the executions plan, and then again I identify the missing index, and we create the index, and again we identify why SQL query taking more CPU and more memory. So we identify which expensive query have running. So we took a high expensive query from activity monitor. Then again we identify which expensive sessions are creating and how long is made. Then because then we identify, can we remove that expensive sessions or not. Then we took the high expensive query of so we took the SPID from the activity monitor of high expensive query, and then we got the information from the SPID is a complete percentage and estimated percentage. In a complete percentage, we get the information about how much your query have completed or remaining on. Then we need the information about the users from the end users. So we pass the SPID in the SP who to pass SPID, and we get the information about the users. Again, we pass the SPID in a DBCC input buffer. Then further discussions of users, if there is no necessity, there is no need of that query right now. So we apply the kill commands, and we fix the performance issues. And
Could you please,
again,
yep, yep,
sorry.
go ahead, yeah.
So again we check the SQL Server query of education's analysis. So because there is some other operator to impact the performance issues, like where conditions, joins, nested loop, and nested loop. These are the impact of the performance issues. So we check the education's plan, and we check the cost percentage, software estimated cost. So these are the impact performance of query. And again, also we check the review of the weight types of condition, weight type condition, which type of weight to create the performance issues.
Okay, could you please tell
These
me
are the
what are physical joins in SQL?
so physical ones in a SQL, the nested loop and hash mash and merge.
So when they which case though join occurs?
If there is if there is no any index, and if there is no any index and the large data, so use of the merge. And if there is a small data in a tables, and all and index is created, so nested loop, so we apply the so nested loop, creating the nested loop and hash mash.
Okay. What is a heap table? Could you please tell me?
Heap table, that means there is no any cluster index.
Okay. What is a cluster index? Could you please explain those?
Yeah, cluster index is the a special type of index that that determines the provider of the rows in the tables. And in the cluster index we add the data values. In a single table there is a one cluster index.
Okay. How many indexes we can create on a
In a
single table?
in a
Table
single table we create a one cluster index.
and non-cluster index?
999 non-cluster index in a single table.
So, Agnivesh, I have done for my side. Do you have any questions?
Uh, right now, no sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.